spending $50 a month on protein powder. Maybe more. And there is a bag sitting on a grocery store shelf right now that costs 99 cents, delivers more grams of protein per dollar than any supplement on the market, and has been available your entire life. You've walked past it 100 times. You had no idea what it was doing. Here it is. Number 1. Dried lentils. Here is the math the supplement industry does not want you to run. 1 pound of dried lentils costs between $1 and $2 at any grocery store. That 1 pound contains approximately 90 grams of protein. Per dollar, dried lentils deliver more protein than whey powder, more than casein, more than any blended protein formula with the skull on the label. Run the numbers yourself. Lentils win. Every time, by a margin that should make you angry. The mechanism. Lentils are high in leucine, the essential amino acid that directly triggers muscle protein synthesis. When leucine hits your bloodstream above a certain threshold, your body flips the switch on muscle repair. That threshold is the same whether the leucine came from a $40 tub or a 99-cent bag. Your muscle tissue does not read labels. It reads amino acids. Lentils are also high in iron and folate. Iron carries oxygen to working muscle during training. More oxygen means better performance. Better performance means more mechanical tension on the muscle. More tension means more growth signal. A bag of dried lentils is quietly doing the job of a protein source and a performance support simultaneously. The supplement industry sells those as 2 separate products. Lentils cost $1. One thing to know, lentils are not a complete protein on their own. They are low in methionine. Combine them with any grain, rice, oats, bread, and the amino acid profiles stack into a complete protein. This is not a workaround. This is how most of the world has eaten for 10,000 years. The men building muscle in countries where GNC doesn't exist figured this out without a supplement company's help. The dose, half a cup dry, cooked in water or broth. Eat it with rice. Total cost for that meal, under $1.50. Total protein, 25 to 30 grams. The supplement industry would put this in a packet, call it a performance meal, and charge you $9. It's lentils and rice. It has been lentils and rice the entire time. Number 2. Hemp seeds. 31 grams of protein per 100 grams, and hemp seeds contain all 9 essential amino acids, making them a complete protein source without combining. The quality score is not as high as whey or isolated soy. Lysine is the limiting amino acid. But for a plant seed at $1 per serving, the profile is genuinely solid. Pair them with anything lysine-rich, and the gap closes entirely. The mechanism that makes hemp seeds worth knowing about. The protein in hemp is primarily edestine and albumin, 2 proteins that are highly digestible. Studies show digestibility rates of 90 to 98%. For a plant protein, that is exceptional. Most plant proteins digest at 60 to 70%. Hemp is not in that category. The fat profile matters here too. Hemp seeds contain an ideal 3-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. That ratio directly reduces systemic inflammation. Less inflammation means faster recovery between sessions. Faster recovery means more training volume per week. More volume over time means more muscle. A tablespoon of hemp seeds is doing the job of a protein source and an anti-inflammatory at the same time. 3 tablespoons per day. Add them to anything. Oatmeal, a smoothie. Straight from the bag with a spoon if you don't care about presentation. They have a mild nutty flavor that goes with everything. They require 0 preparation, 0 cooking. You open the bag and eat them. If that's too much effort, I genuinely don't know what to tell you. Number 3. Beef liver. 26 grams of protein per 100 grams. $3 to $5 per pound at most grocery stores. And the most nutrient-dense food on this entire list by a margin that isn't close. Here's what beef liver contains in a single serving. Complete protein with a biological value comparable to whole eggs. Zinc, the mineral directly required for testosterone synthesis. Vitamin B12, which supports red blood cell production and neurological function. Vitamin A in its preformed state. Retinol, which your body uses immediately without conversion. Iron in hemiform, the most bioavailable form of iron that exists. Copper, folate, coenzyme Q10, the mechanism for muscle. Zinc is the rate-limiting mineral for testosterone production in men who train hard. When zinc is depleted, and it depletes through sweat, through hard training, through stress, testosterone drops. Testosterone drops, muscle growth slows, recovery slows, and you feel like garbage without knowing why. Your doctor probably never flagged it on your blood panel. That doesn't mean it's not happening. 1 serving of beef liver per week addresses zinc deficiency more effectively than most zinc supplements on the market, and it costs less than $1 per serving. The dose, 100 grams once or twice per week. Pan-fried in butter with onions. 4 minutes per side. If you've never eaten liver because you think you won't like it, you're probably right the first time. Eat it anyway? The second time is easier. The third time, you stop thinking about it. The results don't care whether you enjoyed the meal. Here's what's actually happening. The supplement industry has one job: convince you that results require their products. They've been doing that job for 30 years. They are very good at it. And the way they do it is not by lying about what their products do. It's by making sure you never run the math on what the alternatives do. Every item on this list costs under $2 per serving. Every item has a protein profile that matches or beats what you're paying $40 to $60 a month for. None of them have a sponsored athlete. None of them have a 30-second ad before your YouTube video. None of them have a proprietary blend of things you can't pronounce. They just work. And that's exactly why nobody in the supplement industry has ever told you about them. The rest of this list gets worse for them. Stay with me. Number 4. Frozen edamame. 18 grams of protein per cup. $2.50 for a 12-ounce bag. And one of the highest quality plant proteins available at this price point. The mechanism: edamame is immature soybean. The protein quality score for edamame sits between 0.78 and 0.92 on the standardized protein quality scale, higher than most plant proteins and comparable to many animal sources. That is not the maximum score, but for a $2.50 bag of frozen beans, it is a number worth knowing. The supplement industry spent years telling men that plant protein was categorically inferior. The data on edamame says the gap is much smaller than they needed you to believe. The phytoestrogen concern is real, but massively overstated. The amounts of isoflavones in a normal serving of edamame are not sufficient to meaningfully affect testosterone in healthy men. The research on this is clear. You would need to eat an absurd quantity daily for years to see any hormonal effect. 1 cup of edamame 3 times a week is not that. Eat the edamame. Edamame is also high in fiber, magnesium, and potassium. Magnesium supports sleep quality. Better sleep means higher growth hormone release. Higher growth hormone means faster muscle growth and faster fat loss. A bag of frozen edamame is doing the job of a protein source and a sleep support simultaneously. 1 cup, 3 to 4 times per week. Microwave it from frozen. 4 minutes. Add salt. Done. The prep time is shorter than mixing a protein shake. Think about that. Number 5. Sunflower seeds. 20 grams of protein per 100 grams. Under $1 per serving when bought in bulk. And the highest vitamin E content of any food on this entire list. Here's why vitamin E matters for muscle. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that specifically protects muscle cell membranes from oxidative damage during and after training. Hard training generates free radicals. Free radicals damage cell membranes. Damaged cell membranes slow recovery. Slow recovery means you can't train as hard the next session. Sunflower seeds are quietly protecting your ability to train hard consistently, which is the actual driver of long-term muscle growth. The secondary mechanism: sunflower seeds are high in arginine, an amino acid involved in nitric oxide production and blood flow. A single serving won't replicate a pre-workout formula, but as a daily habit, they contribute to the baseline vascular environment your muscles operate in, and they cost 99 cents. The supplement industry charges $40 for an arginine formula. You can decide what that's worth. 1 ounce per day. Eat them as a snack. Add them to a meal. The calorie density is high, so keep it to 1 ounce. That's the sweet spot for the protein and micronutrient benefit without excess calories. 1 ounce. That's it. If that's too complicated, this video was never going to help you. Number 6 is the one that makes everything else on this list work twice as hard. It costs less than $1 per serving. And it has been sitting in the refrigerated section your entire life. Right after this. Number 6. Tempeh. I know, half of you just checked out. Stay with me, because this is the one. Tempeh is fermented soybean. It comes in a flat rectangular block. It costs $3 to $4 for an 8-ounce package. And 8 ounces of tempeh contains 30 to 35 grams of protein depending on the brand. That is still more than a standard scoop of whey from a $3 block of fermented beans. But the protein content is not why tempeh is number 6. Here's why it's number 6. Tempeh is fermented. The fermentation process does something that no protein powder on the market can replicate. It pre-digests the protein. The bacteria that ferment the soybeans, Rhizopus mold, break down the protein chains into shorter peptides that your gut absorbs faster and more completely than unfermented soy. The bioavailability of protein from tempeh is significantly higher than from regular tofu or unfermented soy. For a plant protein, that is a meaningful distinction. The fermentation also eliminates the phytic acid that is naturally present in soybeans. Phytic acid is an anti-nutrient. It binds to minerals like zinc and iron and prevents your body from absorbing them. Raw soy has phytic acid. Tempeh does not. The fermentation process removes it. That means the zinc and iron in Tempe are actually bioavailable. They do their job instead of passing through. Now here's the part that should make you genuinely angry. The supplement industry has spent 30 years telling you that plant protein is inferior, that you need animal protein or whey to build real muscle. And for most plant proteins, there is some truth to that. The bioavailability is lower, the amino acid profiles are incomplete, the absorption is slower. But Tempe is the exception they never told you about. Because Tempe doesn't have a marketing budget, it doesn't have a sponsored athlete, it doesn't have a black tub with an X in the logo. It's a fermented bean block in the refrigerated section that costs $3 and outperforms most of what you've been buying on the metrics that actually matter. The amino acid profile of Tempe is complete. All 9 essential amino acids. Leucine is present in sufficient quantities to trigger muscle protein synthesis. The fermentation makes it more bioavailable than almost any other plant protein you can buy. The price makes it accessible regardless of budget. 4 ounces per meal, once or twice per day. Slice it thin. Pan fry it in a tablespoon of olive oil for 3 minutes per side until it's crispy. Add soy sauce. That's it. The prep time is 8 minutes. The results are not 8-minute results, but the input is. The man with the best results in the room isn't the one with the most expensive stack. He's the one who figured this out. Tempe is how you close that gap for $3. Number 7. Skyer. 19 grams of protein per cup, under $2 per serving, and a casein-dominant protein profile that releases amino acids into your bloodstream over 6 to 8 hours. Most men have never heard of Skyer. It's Icelandic. It looks like Greek yogurt. It tastes like Greek yogurt. But the protein content is higher, 19 grams versus 15 to 17, because more whey is strained out during production, leaving a denser, more concentrated dairy protein. Both Skyer and Greek yogurt are casein-dominant. Skyer just gives you more of it per serving. The mechanism. Casein forms a gel in your stomach. That gel digests slowly. Amino acids trickle into your bloodstream at a steady rate through the night. Your body uses those amino acids for muscle repair during the deep sleep phases when growth hormone is highest. You are building muscle while you do nothing. That is the most efficient trade in this entire niche. The supplement industry took this concept, extracted the casein, put it in a tub, gave it a name with the word night in it, and charged you $40. Skyer is that product, in its whole food form, at a fraction of the price. Nobody in the supplement industry has a financial incentive to tell you that. So nobody did. The dose: 1 cup before bed, plain, full fat if available. Add a tablespoon of raw honey if you need it to be edible. The honey provides a small insulin response that drives amino acids into muscle tissue more efficiently during the first phase of sleep. Plain, full fat. That's it. Everything so far has made sense. Number 8 is going to contradict something you've believed about plant-based zinc for years. Stay with me. Number 8. Pumpkin seeds. 9 grams of protein per ounce, under $1 per serving, and one of the most practical plant-based sources of zinc available at this price point. Here's the reality on zinc and plant foods. Plant zinc absorbs at a lower rate than animal zinc. That's not a debate. It's basic physiology. Animal sources absorb at 40 to 50%. Plant sources absorb at 15 to 30%. Pumpkin seeds are in that plant range. What makes them worth including is not that they beat animal zinc. They don't. It's that if you're not eating liver or oysters regularly, pumpkin seeds are the most accessible, cheapest way to move the needle on zinc intake from a plant source. The mechanism. Zinc is required for the enzyme that converts cholesterol into testosterone. Without adequate zinc, that conversion slows. Testosterone drops. Muscle growth slows. Recovery slows. You feel it before you can measure it. Most men who train hard are zinc depleted and don't know it because their doctor is testing for deficiency, not depletion. There's a difference. Depletion is the gray zone where you're not deficient on paper, but you're not optimal either. Pumpkin seeds consistently help address that gray zone. The dose: 1 ounce per day. Eat them raw or lightly roasted. Add them to a meal or eat them as a snack. The supplement industry would put this in a black bottle, give it a name with the word test in it, charge you $40, and put a jacked guy on the label. It's pumpkin seeds. They cost $2 for a bag. Number 9. Firm tofu. 20 grams of protein per cup, under $1.50 per serving. And the most adaptable protein source on this entire list in terms of cuisine and preparation style. The mechanism. Firm tofu is pressed soybean curd. The pressing process removes most of the water and concentrates the protein. The protein in firm tofu scores at or near the top of the standardized protein quality scale. Complete amino acid profile, high leucine content, efficient absorption. The supplement industry spent years positioning plant protein as second class. The protein quality data on tofu says the gap is much smaller than they needed you to believe. What makes tofu different from every other item on this list? It absorbs the flavor of whatever you cook it with completely. It has no flavor of its own. That means it fits into any meal, any cuisine, any preparation style. The men who avoid tofu because of the texture have never cooked it correctly. Press it for 20 minutes to remove excess water. Pan fry it in oil until the outside is crispy. It no longer has the texture you're thinking of. It has the texture of something you actually want to eat. The dose? 1 cup per day. Press it, fry it, season it, eat it. Total prep time, 25 minutes including pressing. Total cost, under $1.50. Total protein, 20 grams of complete, bioavailable, leucine-rich protein. The information was always free. The execution was always on you. Here's what you do this week, not someday. This week, go to the grocery store, spend $15. Buy 1 pound of dried lentils, 1 package of tempeh, 1 container of skyr, 1 bag of pumpkin seeds, 1 bag of sunflower seeds. That is your protein system for the next 4 days. 30 grams from the lentils with rice at dinner. 30 to 35 grams from the tempeh pan-fried in 8 minutes. 19 grams from the skyr before bed. 9 grams from the pumpkin seeds as a snack. 20 grams from the sunflower seeds added to whatever you're already eating. That is over 100 grams of complete and near-complete protein per day. From $15, without a single supplement. Stop spending money on things that don't outperform what's already on the shelf. Tonight, buy the tempeh. Cook it for 8 minutes. Eat it. That's the minimum effective dose. Start there. The supplement industry is not selling you protein. It's selling you the belief that results require their products. That belief costs you $50 a month. Every month. For years. Everything on this list has been sitting in your grocery store your entire life. The information was always free. The execution was always on you. Now, if you want to take this further, my next video covers the muscle-building foods that require 0 prep time and outperform creatine for recovery and strength output. No cooking, no measuring, no meal prep Sunday. Just the foods that work, ranked by how fast you can eat them. If you're serious about building muscle without wasting money or time, that video is the next logical step. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. It's called Muscle-Building Foods with 0 prep time, better than creatine. And it picks up exactly where this one left off. Put the powder down. Eat real food. Get to work.